Modern cosmology relies on a picture of the sky, a cold vacuum of dead matter. At the furthest edges of observation, that picture is warping. We build massive radio dishes to hunt for physical signals in the void. Yet the data we pull back increasingly defies the mechanical rules we expect it to follow. This is a calibration crisis. The machinery works, but the framework used to interpret the results has reached its limit. In response to this friction, the public vocabulary has shifted toward technological metaphors. We describe reality as a simulation, physical matter as a rendering, and human perception as a dashboard. The adoption of these terms signals a deeper pattern. When inherited scientific metaphors fail to explain lived experience, a culture will reach for the language it needs to orient itself. These modern words attempt to describe a very old concept. They point to a sophisticated operating system, a model that mapped the cosmos as a conscious interface. Thousands of years ago, the Vedic tradition codified this exact interface structure. They called it the Brahmanda, the cosmic egg. This model presented a contained, nested architecture. It defined the universe through intelligent boundaries and layered spheres, rather than an endless vacuum. These boundaries functioned as membranes of information and resonance. They acted as a filtration system, regulating the signals passing into the interior. The cosmic egg serves as a working map. It provides a technical explanation for how a localized observer interacts with the limits of their rendered world. Inside the shell, the Vedic map identifies 14 distinct realms, or locus. 7 upper and 7 lower tiers radiate from a central axis, Mount Meru. Often mistaken for distant planets we could reach by rocket, these locas actually occupy the same space simultaneously. They exist as nested frequencies. Moving through this architecture involves a shift in the density of information, rather than travel across a physical distance. This palm leaf manuscript belongs to a category of ancient texts that function as technical instructions, manuals for navigating these frequency layers. These texts outline the protocols required for a local observer to decode the signals broadcasting from the less dense, higher realms. The contradictions found in literal geographic interpretations resolve when the text is applied to the logic of signal density. This creates a consistent framework for navigating the 14 realms without violating the laws of physics. A practical application of this system appears in the Sushruta Samhita, an ancient Vedic text containing advanced medical data. The text details precision procedures for brain surgery and complex suturing. The physical reality of these surgical tools challenges the assumption that ancient knowledge was merely primitive or symbolic. The tradition attributes this information to a direct transmission from Dhanvantari, an entity associated with the origins of the Milky Way. In the interface model, figures like Dhanvantari represent celestial job titles, symbolic representations of the offices managing data transmission across the boundaries of the locus. This spatial map is governed by a temporal mechanism. A cyclical cosmic clock dictates the expansion and contraction of these ages. As the cosmic clock turns, the physical density of the interface shifts, determining which frequency layers remain accessible to the observer at any given time. The Vedic sky map offers a unified theory. The realms provide the structure, the celestial offices manage the data, and the cosmic clock dictates when the doors between them are open. This architecture poses a mechanical question. How does an observer actually cross the boundary between these frequency realms? The threshold between lopas exists as a relationship between the signal and the receiver. It requires a biologically tuned body to become visible. The human nervous system functions as a frequency regulator. It is designed to step down the overwhelming bandwidth of the universe into a safe, navigable environment. Recognition of this contained, rendered architecture often triggers anxiety. We have been trained to associate boundaries with a prison. The Vedic model reframes the cosmic egg as necessary ecological protection. The shell prevents a localized consciousness from being overwhelmed by unfiltered cosmic signals. While the mechanistic view focuses on physically escaping the planet, the ancient perspective emphasizes maturing the internal frequency of the observer to survive the crossing into a higher realm. This remembrance marks a return to the understanding that the human body functions as the necessary interface for the cosmic map. We are realizing that the body is the gate we have been searching for in the sky.